This conference will now be recorded.
601. Okay. We create user called training one.
Okay.
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 Create. Okay. The first more thing you should know for creation of any user, you have to just give title and first name and the last name. It's compulsory. Okay. Give anything, no problem. But remaining fields, if you don't know, no problem. Okay. These are compulsion, like first name and the last name. If you don't give also, it will take eventually anything. Okay. And then in offices where you're working, there you have to take, they will send you Excel sheet saying that key, Mr. Basis, you have to create a user with following functionalities. Write this also. If they give function, write function for him, department for him. Main, you should write his telephone number because of the coordination contacts. If somebody wants to contact somebody who sits in remotes, we require his telephone number and he has to update. If there is a responsibility, if he changes telephone number, he has to update it from you. It's our responsibility. It's not your responsibility. It's his responsibility to call him and ask him, my telephone number has changed. Please update it, because this is the only contact. Instead of mail, if you want to coordinate immediately, from this number you can coordinate anywhere in the world. And mobile number and the email ID. Mobile number and the email ID are foremost things we require for creation of users. Okay. Once you're done with this thing, then go to log on data. In log on data, what you'll do, you have to select which type of you're going to create. 97% or 99% times we create dialog users, because if you take 300 users, if you have 300 users in a company, hardly 15-20 users are combinedly of system communication service, system communication. Okay. Service user, they are the, if you when you start working with service user, you have to create number of employees in your company is equal to service users, not SAP users. Here only SAP users come. Here total users, total employees of a company comes when it comes to service user. Okay, that is the different dialogue and the service. And system and communication users, there are hardly 5-10, that's it. Okay. Then if you have 200 or 300 users, if you have 2-3,000 users, a big company, the system user community user number might increase to 30-40 also. But for this user id, this system community reference, no need to pay anything to the SAP. You create how many you want, nobody will ask. And one thing, whenever you create user id, say I'm trying to save it, see, enter initial password. Whenever you create user ID in SAP, the thumb rule is you have to fill address field, one or two fields, and initial password is a must thing to save the user ID. And initial password is a same for all. Initial password is same for all, which is already decided as is meeting. And when you send the emails to the end user saying that key, you have to send I have created user ID with initial password. You never mention password in the mail because it's the open format, open internet. If somebody hacks, they can log into the system. So what is good practice? You mention I have created this following user ID with initial password. Initial password means user comes to know who. Initial password means is welcome 123 in their organization. Okay, whatever may be. I just give example. If company set some fixed password, then you have to mention that I have created user ID with initial password. That's it. Then you are done with your job. Then you log in with initial password. Okay. The enter password is not downward compatible. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, no problem. Then user group. We have initial password. Then you have one more thing, user group. User group is it's working for large organizations. You have 200 users, you have 200 FA users, 30 basis users, 30 consultants, and n number of end users for n number of end users for FI. So here you can create a group. If I create group called for example, this is here it will not take group. First you have to create, then we'll assign over here. So I'll show you how to create group. The group means whenever you save a user, you save in the group. Why? Because whenever you want to fetch all the records from particular group, if you mention this group name, you can filter all users within no time. Okay, for this reason, we use sometimes groups. Okay, I'll show you how to create groups also in today's session itself. Then we will have valid from and valid through. We discussed yesterday, if you mention a specific date over here, as of now, today is 5th January. Okay, then I mention this till 19th. So this usual work till 19th only. In 20th, if somebody logged in, so what happened? It shows the error saying that key you are not in a valid time. Please contact your administrator. Your user is not validation period. Okay, it's not valid period. If you throwing error, then immediately you coordinate with basis. Then basis sees why so. He check all his mails for you, and if it found there is a new mail for extension, he'll extend it. Otherwise, he'll tell you, please take approvals from your team lead for extending because I got a mail to keep your ID till 19th of January. It means what? You are doing your job well, and he has to now confirm with his colleagues or his seniors to extend his availability. Why we use this? We use this for external consultant. We use this for visiting consultants. We use this for auditors. We use this for account department, mostly tax department, who comes to visit our office once in a while. Like they come to your office for 6 months, one time in 6 months for 7 days, one time in March month for 14 days. Like those for the people, we use this. Otherwise, if you are not mentioning anything over here, then it will take by default 31st 12 4 9s. Okay, that is what. And now you see our defaults. Here we mentioning all currency kind of thing. How? But because in India we use this national notation, it's all decided in the meeting itself. What type of notation you have to maintain, what type you have to maintain for currency date. Somebody uses this, somebody uses that, depending upon you what type of you. But for one user, if you maintain certain things, you have to maintain those format for entire organization. It is perfectly defined in PDF document. Okay, now the format also depending on the company. Somebody uses 24, somebody uses 12. That's it. Okay, no problems. Then output device. What is output device now? What is output device now? Output device meant print server. Print. If I mention here, this is my printer. This is my printer which I configured for SAP. I have to give here printer name. If you are not giving this name over here, this training one will not able to print anything. If you mention printer name over here, then you can able to print anything which he has prepared. And here see we have one more option here. As soon as prints, you have to tick this, then only you can able to print out. And if you tick this also, after printing, the prints things got deleted. But many companies keep this for next 2 3 days because sometimes they want to take again print out. If they put this thing up on, then if they want to take second printout, third printout, they have to redesign everything from scrap. Okay, which is waste of their time. The most companies follow this thing. They won't put tick over here because they delete everything after 2 3 days. Maximum detention period is 10 days. Okay, So it's depending upon you how many jet you would like to put. It's all depending upon number of printouts you are taking for each day. As discussed, where somebody takes 200 printers per day, somebody takes 2000 printers per day, somebody takes even 2 lakhs printers per day. It's all depending upon their business. And if things are increasing like 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs, then occupied some space, which is again miserable for performance. You have to take care of those things also. You have to explain client. Then that if you take 2 lakh printers per day, it means it will occupy some GB of things in your documents itself. We need to delete as early as possible, okay, or define a specific space where we can get this space for save all these things. There are many things when we do printer section, we'll do all these things in perfect manner. Here nothing, no printer is defined, so nothing will come. We'll see if a printer is defined in the system. I'll check out. There are some printers, test print, Z print, second floor, third floor, Mumbai. There are some printers are defined over here. If I go this print, it will take because it's been created in transaction SPAD. Okay. Now I go to parameters. So what is this parameter now? Parameters are predefined also and SAP defined also. SAP has got this parameter. See, SAP has all these parameters. These are system specific. Or you can build your own parameters. Own parameters means this parameter value give to special user IDs. Like you have 200 users, but this parameter ID if you use for particular user, we may have some more functionality for the transaction code. For example, all accountant feed data into systems, but at the end of the day, they were never able to see the total balance in bank. They just feed 1 lakh 50,000, 20,000 into bank. They put checks into bank. Somebody from Delhi, somebody from Calcutta, somebody from Noida, somebody from here and there. Okay. But when they want to see total deposit in bank, they only come to know that I have deposited 2 lakhs into the company's account. And somebody else deposited 1 lakh in company's account. Somebody deposited 50,000, somebody 20,000. What they understand कि मतलब company has 20,000. But in natural company has got 20 lakhs or 22 crores on the same day because deposit happened from many places into same account. But if you are working for Ahmedabad location, you are responsible Ahmedabad only. You can see total amount receivable payable only to Ahmedabad only. If you want to see all, not possible. Your accounts head, team lead, or your manager who has the authorities, those person only see this final amount, final figures. Those kind of things, we use some parameters and it's defined by ABAPers. They have written some small program. Okay. Then if they tell to define parameter, you should ask, give me parameter. They will give you some value like check. You put X value. Matlab is acceptable. Like they give two values, parameter ID and parameter value. Sometimes 2X are there. Okay. So if you go to some other parameter, like in the this is the coding, so you will get everything from in Excel sheet. You have to define parameters. You are least concern of parameters. You are layman in parameters basis, never know what is parameters. So whatever you get, whatever you received in Excel sheet, you have to blindly follow Excel sheet. But if they give three access with one space, you have to use that only. Not like you use like this, then he will complaining on you, saying that key is not working properly. If they give something like this, use something like this. If you use those two spaces, then give two spaces. Matlab, we have to just copy kind of thing over here. Don't use our anything else. Then see check doesn't matter, it's not created in system. It will show like that. Okay. So if you want to remove. So if I take any existing parameter, this will accept because it's defined internally from the system itself. Okay. Now we have seen this. Now we go to roles. What is this roles again? What is this roles again? Roles are specially designed and created by basis consultant, security consultants. Okay, they have been appointed for that only. Okay, here what we will do, whatever roles we have, if you want to see customizing roles, you have to press Z star and search if there are any customizing roles in the system. See, these are the roles. See, whenever you see anything started with Z, means it's been created for some or other reason. We found 407 in this test system. If you go to live server, you may find 5,000, you may find 6,000, you may pay 10,000 roles over there, where live environment where huge number of people are working. If it's a small company, they may need only 1,000 roles. If it's a big company, they may need 550,000 roles, depending upon companies infrastructure, companies employees, the people, overall people logged into SAP. It's all depending upon that. There is no hard and fast rule. You have to have this much role. You create lakh 1 lakh role, nobody will ask. Okay, but it should have some meaning. So once you create role, if you want to assign this role to Miss Training, just double check these roles, whatever roles you want. Okay, I have created, I have selected some roles and assign it to him. Now I press enter. It means what? On 5th of January, you have assigned these roles to this training user. These roles to the training user, and the valid till, see, validation till, or you can modify the date. You tell ki I want this role till 9/1 only. So on 10th of January, when he logs in, this role will not work for him. If you try to access that role transaction code, then you will get message ki your role is not in validity period time. Your role is not in validity period time. Okay, so no problem. So most probably they never use this time frame or day frames for roles, but some reasons for the, I already discussed. If some chartered accountant, the special roles created by special guys, a special people come to check your audits, auditing, sales, tax people, or some external consultant come to your office to some do some configuration on hourly basis. For those people, you have to create roles also on timely basis, just for 3 days. After 3 days, if you go outside, even if he logs into the account for NK banking things by Happy, then when you try to access, then you get a one more message saying that key your role solid not validity period or validity time. It means you can restrict each and everybody to the extreme level with the help of rules. You can lock any person from all the boundaries, okay, with the help of rules. Then you see profiles. Profiles means what? SAP I discussed 2 days back only, that we have one profile called SAP all, and we have one profile called SAP new. These are the two profiles. Okay. If if for any reason, if SAP found or any auditor found or any of senior found you give these profiles to anybody in production server for any reason, they will catch hold of you. Because if the director of the company, senior most person of the company, to secure a passwords, if everything's gone, if no, everybody loses their passwords, at that time with the help of this, you can log into system, but it is acceptable only 1%, but the condition, he never logged into system. He is logged in only critical times occurs. The now SAP has denying that also. Okay, don't create that also. Nobody has these profiles. Quality development, you can answerable. We give it for testing and this and that thing. But in production, if somebody has these roles, means he can start playing with system. But then we can do anything, anything with any profile, any user. You can do any finance transaction, FI transaction, AG transaction, if he knows. Okay, so this is what. Then we see groups. Groups will check whether we see here they are creating some groups. We'll create our own group. Okay. Let's try how to create our own group. Okay. Now I'm going to save this. Now what happened? User training was saved. So what we have done, we do something and try to create one simple user. Now after what happened, after few days, the training comes to saying that key, my name was wrongly printed. Please correct it. Then you correct it in this form. You come to you with the mails and all. Then what you did, you make changes and give it to him. See here, see whatever changes you made now, the day your name will come, the date will come, and that time will come. Whenever you press on change, so these all things are mandatory things to come. You cannot deny that I have not done this. But you have done this. This was user ID. If anybody do something, you can call child of him because you never give SE01 to anybody in production server. If somebody anyhow get access to this, then if you did something without noticing you, you can call child of him by this entry. Okay, now I save this. Again go either. Now see time has changed 48. What is a good practice? Whenever you want to do something, go into display mode. Display mode, nothing will happen. It will remain 848 only. But now we are doing some change kind of thing. What type of change? I have changed this. It's been saved. Now after few days, you got his mobile number. You got his mobile number. I entered his mobile number. Okay. Then we got his mail ID after some days. We put Gmail ID in place. Then this is correct from all the things. Then I save it. Matlab, we use this only to do changes in existing user ID credentials or any, if you want to say any gender, location, plant, names, mobile number, anything you can change with the help of this icon. And this icon only to display, just only display, nothing else. You cannot do anything. Anything you can't do. Okay. And for this, here from here you can delete the existing user. What you can do? You can delete the existing user. We will see, we will create some users and try to delete those. How? First we create some users. See, we have one more thing, copy. To copy also we can create users. See, I just do copy from training 1 to training 2. What things need to be copied? These all things get copied. But address never copied because no user has same room number, same door numbers, same building, same floor, same door number, nobody will have. It never copy address. Okay. Then I press copy. See, I did
This
everything.
office
What
address or
does
home address?
home address?
Okay.
Here we put our home address only, na?
I mean, while creating, IDs in the office, we have option to add office address also. So we generally put office address, not a home address. We put in into the payroll things. But
Yeah,
here we
yeah,
generally
depends. Yeah, yeah. See, first name and last name never should be same for two users.
correct.
If you're Mr. X, nobody will be Mr. He might be XY, he may be ZX, but first name is X and second name is Y. Not possible. Two users in same company. Same surname, same middle name, same the name is possible. Is it possible? No.
It is.
Same mobile number possible for two persons. Same
No,
email ID possible for two persons. Same mobile
no,
number. Same
no,
email ID. No.
no.
So say that is the reason why we never copy this address kind of thing.
Okay.
That is the reason why we never copy. So by default, it will take this format training to itself. But whatever I put user first name last name, we put same thing training to. That's it.
Okay.
Then you come and change. If you get something, you can come and change. No problem. But but if I try to save this, it asks for initial password. Initial password is must to create new user IDs also. Now I try to save this also. Done. Go back, save. I want to save. Then I copy one more and try to create number three. Number three. So here I haven't put anything in address. You see what it will take in address. Now you see what it will take in address. We'll see that also. Now you see what is been address. See training three. Training three by default. The whatever user you create, that will come as a last name in your format. That's it. Then you get information. So while copying user, you need to maintain two things: is first name, last name, is mobile number, email ID, and the initial password. Then you can easily create a number of users in quick time. I create one more user ID. Then we started deleting any one of them. Copy. Now I have to now I saved it. What do you want to do? I want to delete number two. I just search for how many users I have with this nomenclature. See, we'll have four, five things. One is training, one is training one is training two, training three, training four. But which IDs we created now? We created from one to four. So we are the owners for that. So we use that only. What we'll do, we'll delete number two. Simply, I want to delete number two. So what I'll do, this for create, this for change, this for display, this for delete. Now I use this one. I press delete. See, user training should be deleted. Yes, please delete. It's been deleted. Now if I search in display, trainings 2 does not exist because we have deleted it few seconds back. Now I go and search what it shows. Shows 1, 3, 4 because you have deleted few minutes back. Okay. Now lock unlock. What is this now? Lock unlock. See, if I see this, it's not been locked. It's not been locked. But if I press this, it will get locked. Okay, see training 4 is locked. Now I search this, it's locked by system manager. Why you use this? If you found any user is not using system properly, for any reason you got a mail from a senior, okay, please lock his account ID immediately. See if somebody resigns the company, what we will do? 5 o'clock he left the organization, last day, farewell everything. You got a mail, ki please lock his ID, user ID for next 2 3 days, then we'll do what to do. So what's the basic activity? Once the person leaves the organization, he has to lock, otherwise he'll go home and start doing something with his laptop. So if he lock, when he tried to log in, he say your user ID has been locked. He never calls you back because he has resigned. He has no right to call you saying that ki my user ID has been locked. But as a business consultant, as security consultant, you should take care. Whoever left the organization, don't delete this for few days. He may rejoin. We don't know. Company will take again. We don't know. So we instead of doing that, just lock and keep in place. You lock. Once you lock, you will get this message. When I logged in with same user system training 2 something, there is a key user been locked. Only basis person has rights to unlock. Okay. And now see password. If training one calls you telling that key, I have forgot my password. There are two things. My user ID has been locked or I forgot my password. Two things. If somebody says your user ID is locked, then you have to go here and unlock it. You have to go here and unlock him. Okay. See, if somebody, I'll see, instead of training two, you have locked training one. Example. Or it may get locked if you If you attempt 3 wrong entries of password, it will automatically get locked. So when it get locked, they will call you saying that my username is locked. So what you do, just go here, unlock it, unlocked. Okay. You can call them, tell I have unlocked your user ID. And somebody says, I have forgot my password. I forgot my main password, permanent password. This happens, they forgot many times. So what you do, again you put it here, initial password. Okay. Initial password, send a mail key. Your password has been changed with the initial password. Now we have created this many users. So what we will do with this user, we'll try to log in with that user once. Training, na? Training one. So you have to give initial password here. See here, this is very important. Basis is responsible till here only. Basis guy create user for all the locations for all the employees, but he has given a initial password. When user try to log in from initial password, this screen will appear. What is this screen now? It shows new password and repeat password. Who entered this? The end user will enter this. And after this time, but if I enter at 9 o'clock in the morning, permanent password and logged in, if somebody 10 o'clock, if the wrong entry happened with this system or some theft happened, yeah, anything happened with this system, who is responsible? Basis will not take any responsibility because he is hand over system user to the end user at 9 o'clock and he has logs, he has changed his password and he re-enters the system at 9:20. Now 10 o'clock this happens, any loss, mishap, anything can with that user ID, then the user ID has to take responsibility and not basis. Okay?
Now,
Because
Rajendra
this
sir,
password,
there is,
uh,
I have a question. Now,
uh,
9:30, the administrator has created the pass user ID and password and sent
mm,
the user ID password to the employers, I mean employees manager.
no, it's just end user only, no manager also, end user only directly. Because otherwise
Okay,
manager will log in and see na what is their password and all, no. And this is a plain text, you have to send mail only to, no CC, nothing. Whenever send password, send it one to one only. Don't
okay,
keep
okay,
anybody. If somebody CC, he also try and logged in. Oh, this is the password. I'll break it sometime after some time. Those things happens. And that too, we never share password and open text. We use some coding. Initial password. Initial password
okay.
is equal to Mumbai 123. Everybody knows initial password means Mumbai 123. So you write
Hmm,
in a plain email, your password has been reset with initial password. So user come to know, oh, again it's changed with Mumbai 123 because that is a coded for each and everybody.
okay.
But if you send to a manager or senior, you put a
Mhm.
CC everybody, so they also try to log in immediately. Before end user logs in, he logs in and change. Again he calls, mera hua nahi. Again you have to do those hanky panky things for the whole day. So instead of that, there's the rule, the security policy. Whenever you send a password across, so you put only the person, receive person only, no CC, no BCC, nothing. Plain mail.
Got it.
Okay? Or WhatsApp,
Yes.
you can have sent you the message, please start working on it. Okay. And some companies there is a rule, when you create user and hand over to the end user, if end user didn't log for 3 days, didn't log in for 3 days or 4 days or 7 days, user ID again got disabled. Okay, because you are creating user ID is not using. How you come to know is not using, then he calls you after 7 days telling that key I am not logged in. So what happens, sir? I have changed my password. You can ask na ki why want to log in from last 7 days. We have the policy, if you're not logged in for 7 days, ID get locked. You again raise the ticket, everything. Then everybody comes to know ki that guy is not working in office from last 7 days. He had not time to log into the system. So there is a thumb rule for all end users. They know somebody get fired for those reasons also. Whenever they get user ID, the first more thing they'll do, they'll log in immediately. They work or not work, God knows. They log in immediately and change the password and save the password somewhere. Matlab, they are what they thought, they have completed their task perfectly. Matlab, they take a user ID, They change the password and keep it with you, and they will log in after 1 month, no problem. They will after login 35 days, no problem. But initially they logged in, because otherwise they have to face again issue after 7 days. Ki somebody scold you, tell you are not logged in system from last 7 days. That is why your user has been locked. These all things, tricky things you need to see. Now this is which user ID. You can check here. See here. See here. User training. Client 800. Client 800 user training is logged into the system right now. Okay. See, this is my SAP menu. This is my user menu. The user has this many rights only. User has this many rights only, but SAP has this many. But user always working with these roles only. User menu roles only. You can log in and work on. Okay. You cannot work with SAP profile. You can work with his own user profile. Have any doubts in user creation now?
नो डाउट्स सर। एक क्वेश्चन
Yeah.
और है, जितने भी यूजर्स मेरे पास पड़े हुए हैं, अगर मुझको उनको एक जगह पर देखना है, जैसे हम लोग एक्टिव डायरेक्टरी में देखते हैं, तो यहाँ पर कोई ऑप्शन है क्या?
ग्रुप है ना, ऑप्शन है, ऑप्शन क्यों नहीं है? SU10 आप देख सकते हैं, ऑल यूजर्स और टेबल। मैं कुछ टेबल्स के नाम दूंगा आपको, टेबल में जाओ देखो, सारे एकदम मिल जाएंगे आपको। USR02
अच्छा,
टेबल इज देयर।
ओके ओके,
Because whatever data you entered, it goes physically and saved somewhere in the database.
राइट,
So you can use the table name. You go and use the table name and see all the users made from last 5 years, last 6 years, or since established of the company, or
ओके
particular day from in 2021 how many users have made, 2020
ओके,
from January to December and money, 2019 Jan to November, Jan to February how many. You get everything over there. Filter option is there. Once you get
ओके,
table, you start playing with that like anything. Okay, no issues with
got
that.
it, got it, got it, got it. Administration we have to come over here, right? Administration we cannot do from the table.
No, 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 no. Administration we can't do. We have to do
Okay,
come and do over here only, the user ID, password changing, user creation, everything here. But whatever you do here, entry will go physically somewhere in the table. If you lock also,
okay.
unlock also, reset password also, everything
Mhm.
is there in table.
It's
Everything is
USR
saved in
01,
table.
USR 01, right?
Zero. See, for user there are 15-20 tables. In
Okay,
one table it will say address, in some table it will say only email IDs, in some table it shows only passwords, lock, unlock. In some table it will show user IDs, the physical
okay,
user IDs. USR
okay.
02, USR
USR,
02.
okay,
Okay. There are many tables. Okay.
right, sir.
uh, Now what we will do, we'll jump on to the next transaction. SU10. So what is the different over here? So you can see all users over here in one go.
Okay.
Why you use this? The main concern of this, it's very tough transaction. Huh? Don't like it lightly. If you use
Mm-hmm.
this transaction wrongly one time, then you have to work 3 days and nights to rectify that. What?
Oh,
Somebody calls you saying that key, Mr. Basis, please lock. If somebody tell key we have to take backup or you have to system upgrade, so please lock all user IDs.
mm-hmm.
So if you go log into each user ID, log, if there are 1,000 users, 2,000 users, you have to log in 2,000 times, and 2,000 times you have to press lock or lock. So
Right.
instead of that, go to SU10, you lock everybody in one go. But what is the thumb
SU10.
rule? SU10, yeah.
Okay,
You can lock 5,000 users one go, but what is the thumb rule? Don't lock there are 3-4 IDs which should not lock at any cost.
okay,
If you forget and lock those also, then nobody able to log into the system. Then is a headache for you again.
okay,
If you lock yourself, your admin, your senior, SAP also, everything you locked. Just click and save and come out. Then we try to go inside. Oh, locked. अरे तो lock है. उसका भी lock है. इसका अलग. You locked everybody in one go itself. It's very for using in production server. Nobody allows you to use this in production for first 1 year minimum. Even your
Okay.
basis, good basis, bad basis, don't know. But nobody allows. They warn you. Experts, your seniors will warn you. Don't use SU01. I will use that because they have faced many problems with the help of this. Once you become senior, once you become expert, you come to know. You can see what I'll do. I just see what I'll do. I'll do nothing. Select all. Select every record. If I press save over here, what happened? I am also not able to log into system from next second because I have logged everybody. So there are few IDs in each company which should not logged at any point of time. You have to take care of those things while working with this. Here I can able to see only 500 records, but we have more than 500 records. To go here and remove this mark over here and make it 9999. Then you can able to see 10,000 records in one go.
Mm-hmm.
See more than 5,000, but it has got more than 5,000 users.
Right.
Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
we lost our users. Where is the training? God knows where is the training. If I select this and lock, then everything on. Okay, don't do all those things. If you know you have to, if I unlock these two and lock everybody, so what do you think I'm able to log in? I can't because I don't know their passwords.
Right. And moreover, the sort of rights, whatever they have, I mean,
Ah,
whatever you required, they will not have
that's the main
because
thing. So you
they are
should
the normal
know
users.
normal users, layman users, end
Right.
users with 2, 3 rules. So what is the thumb rule? You should know your team IDs. Super. You know we have firefighter user ID. You know what is firefighter? You might be known. You are security guy. Firefighter user.
Right. Right, sir.
There is a firefighter user. At the most, we have to unlock that and keep at any reason, at any cost. If you
Okay.
lock that firefighter when we use, whenever nothing is working, we use firefighter user ready to unlock everything. If you lock that also, then what? God help you. Only God will help you.
Agree.
You can
Agree.
come out of this, but you have to do lots of things in OS, and whole company comes to know the system is not working for this silly reason.
Mm-hmm.
So never use this thing. So we are not going to use this. Okay, I'll come out of
Okay.
this. Deselect all. Okay, and I am warning you also, don't use this thing at anywhere whenever you like. Okay.
Sure, sir.
Okay,
Okay. So
whenever
again, the
you like.
question is,
Hmm.
if somebody locks it, I mean, in that case, I mean, how we can recover?
Yeah,
Because
there is.
yes,
I told you na. Yes, yes, there is a thing. Go to OS and unlock one user ID, your user ID only. If you are expert in OS, you can do it. Otherwise, you have to take help from a DBS. I also lock many times, but I unlock it in a few minutes only. It takes fraction of 10-15 minutes. I can do and everything is normal for us.
okay,
There are
because
things to yeah, and
yeah,
there
in
are
the
things to
organization.
unlock. But y-
Mhm.
yes, you have to be expert in OS
Okay,
database.
okay.
You have to be expert in database, then you can you can demolish system when you know I can again stand up my system.
Hmm.
If you know how to build your system, then you can demolish 10 times. Nobody will ask.
Right.
You demolish and say, "Okay, I don't know," then God help you.
Absolutely.
Okay, though there are things, but what you can use it, no problem. But in production, use it after some days. When first you stuck at quality for 2 3 days, stuck at development for 4 days, nobody will ask. Development don't, nobody will ask. ठीक है बंद 3 दिन बंद रहने दो, no problem, ऐसा होता है. But production single minute counts. Everything in finance. So when
Hmm.
you lock it on quality, you just do some Google and unlock it 1 2 times. Then you know if I lock also how to unlock. then you can do in production. And don't come to production initially if you don't know the things,
Okay.
because I know how to come in Oracle, okay, but I don't know
Mm-hmm.
how to come out in Sybase. I don't know how to come out in HANA. I don't know how to come out in MS SQL. But you should know which database you're using, because all databases different query, different command, different process to come out of this.
Right.
That is also need to be taken care of.
Okay.
DB2, there is different command. MaxDB, oh my god, different tough commands. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
because if you ask 100 people in basis which database are working, everybody says Oracle, SQL. But nobody, I hardly found anybody who works on DB or DB2 or MaxDB,
Okay.
because nobody uses those. But if you got locked in that database, so what to do? So you have to comfortably see which database I'm working with. I have to, if you work in Oracle, you come out 3 times, you join new client and you locked everything. Then you see database, oh, it's not Oracle, it's DB2. Go, my god, not, oh my god, what we can do now? So don't to do this. First you see what database you're using, what are commands are there to come out of these things. Then you start playing with these things, okay?
Okay.
So I'm not doing anything, I just come out of directly, okay?
Sure.
It's
Got
done
it, sir.
from my side. Then again, what is the use of this training one? We have training 3 we have, and training 4 we have. So what is the main use of this? Okay, what is the main use of SU01? The uh, locking and unlocking is the first thing, and second thing, if you want to change, if you want to change mass users, you can go with this. Like I'll go change. My user IDs are dialog. I just want to make everybody a system. Press on change, and validity date is 5th to. I just want to change to 5th to 29th now. Previously it was 15th or 16th, I don't know, but now I made it to 29th. Okay, and I go to profiles and I add SAP all. SAP all. Okay, add. I put add. Okay, now I saved this. See, changes will affect a large number of users. Number of users to change is 3. Matlab at present we have given a changes for 3 users, which implies, okay, as good. Once I press over here S. Now what I'll do, I'll go SU01, go to training. Now you check what you have done. You made system, okay? You can find system over here. You made 19.1, and one more thing, profile. I add, okay, SAP all is SAP new is always already was there. It's not accept, okay, it's not acceptable. But here you see previously it was dialog, now it comes to system directly. Save this, go to training 2 and see whether efforts coming or not. Go to display. Oh, display 2 is not exist. Now we have deleted the 2. 3 display. See here system. Profile no mention because profile was not in profiles SAP all is already given. So no use. Okay. Like this here, what is the conclusion? You can make changes in n number of users in one go. In one go only you can make users changes in many users with the help of this SU01. Select all, start working on them. If I want to lock everything is been locked. Now I'll go search in SU01. Training 3 is been locked by system manager. Unlock it. 2 is not there, 4 was there, been locked. 1, see. Coming, got your point? How to use SU10 now?
Yes, sir. It's clear.
Yeah. It's for mass users. 01 for single, SU10 for mass. Then you have one more T code called SUGR. SUGR we use to create groups. Basis admin is my group. Okay, now go and create. Here you have to use user names. Which all things you put here. Training 1, training 3, and training 4. I put everything under one umbrella saying that key basis admin group. Okay, now I save this. Now I save this saying that key in basis admin group I have got how many users? I have got 3 users. Okay, so you can, when you create users, training, and if you go to this now, where this thing, log on data groups, somewhere over here groups. So here you can write basis admin group. You can add from here also. You can add from here. This user you can add from there also. You can add it from here also. Here you can club all users in one go through SUGR by creating groups, individual groups, where you can combine all same groups member at one point of time. You can access or you can retry all users of same groups. It is useful in large companies, big companies where you have got huge number of users. Okay, and one more transaction we have, that is SU01D. Okay, SU10D, you can give this transaction code in production servers to everybody. Why everybody I'm saying? Because when you use this user ID SU01D, okay, see only the display icon activate, remaining no other icon activate. You cannot change anything, you cannot delete it, you cannot lock unlock, only display. Matlab, and production server also user can see their data. If they found their phone number has changed, they call you immediately. If they found the email ID has changed, they call you immediately. Okay, for any reason they can just display. If they see is their account is expired in next 3-4 days, they immediately call you saying that, sir, please check, my ID is going to lock in next 5 days. Then you check from your side in Excel sheet, sir, it's been locked, no problem, I'll take approval. Then you ask your manager, sir, this Mr. Training is going to lock after 3, what to do now? Then it will extend it for next 1 year. Most probably all the companies keep, I discussed you, from 1st Jan to 31st December or 1st April 31st March, depending upon the financial years. Okay, it's all depending, this all for security policies. It's all for security policies. So in production, you may give SU102 to all the SAP users. It will never hampering you, but it will help you to help them better. They will only come to you. If you give this one, this thing, na, your stress will less, because you don't want to check who is going to expire, what happened to this one. They will all come to you saying that, sir, please check my user IDs has this problem, spelling problem, email problem. For any reason, they come to you only directly. You are the only contact person, and it will less your stress of administrating of user IDs.
This is the
Because you are not
transaction code. This is the transaction code which we need to allow for the normal users, right? In case
all
if it is
users.
all users.
In all companies, SU01D is accessible by all the users in all the employees of production also,
Okay, okay, got it.
by which they can know their profile in the company, their roles, what their role they have, whatever things they have, they come to know very easily with the help of this. Okay.
Yes,
So this is by this we can end our user administration practical session. Now what you do, you start creating two to three users, lock somebody, unlock somebody, and work with multiple users in this SU10. Create some groups and work with SU1, SU01D also. Okay. Then let
right,
me
sir.
know if you have any issues. We'll work on that and move forward. Okay.
Sure, sir. मतलब जो OS लेवल से